Whenever I'm asked about anything about Bees Teas, one of the things I want to make sure and say is the reason Bees Teas has been in business for 28 years is because people in this community have been intentional about buying local. At 28 years I've watched it. It's different stages or whatnot, but they always want to make sure and buy local. They want to make sure we're doing the work here, which we do. 90% of what we do here is done here, and they spend their money here, and that's what's made a difference here. My name's Rob Burcham. I own the Bees Teas here in Columbia, Tennessee, and I do a little bit of everything here. I do sales. I do some of the books. I do some of the management. I do printing. I even clean up screens, which is the lowest form of work here. I cut out sign substrates. I just do whatever I'm needed to do. I've been in printing for over 40 years, and I did magazine printing for about 12 years in Nashville. I got laid off that job, and really I had a little trouble finding a job. I found a job screen printing signs right up the road here, and I did that for about a year and a half, and every day somebody called in and asked about printing T-shirts. And we did screen printing there, but we did not screen print T-shirts. So it looked like that business was kind of going down too, so I looked into buying a kit. And you could buy a kit online. It had a dryer, a little flash dryer, screens, ink, and a little press, and a little exposure unit where you could burn your screens and you could print T-shirts out of your garage, and that's what I did. I fixed my garage up and put a kit in it and started printing T-shirts. I can still remember one of my first T-shirts. I've got a piece of it in a drawer in there. It was a Clinton Gore shirt that I did for the Democratic Party here in Columbia. I'm born and raised here in Columbia. I've always been here, but about 3 years. I lived in Nashville, and I came back. I didn't really like the city life that much. I've always liked it here. I moved out Knob Creek Road out towards Santa Fe about 35 years ago, and I've been there ever since. I've been married. If I make it to July 22nd, I'll be married for 30 years to Lisa, and we've got 4 children, and we've all grown up here in Columbia. You know, growing up, the square was pretty vibrant. You know, as a teenager, I bought all my records from Variety Record Shop. Edna Lynch, she knew every artist there was. I don't care whether it was rock, country, whatever. She knew who it was. Helms was the big jeweler down there, and I watched the square die, and I watched this town completely change in one night on one announcement, and that was the announcement of Saturn coming here. And everything changed. Land went from $500 an acre to $4,000 an acre. People were selling their houses and just becoming millionaires, and it was crazy. And then I watched this community get mad because they were not hiring people from this community. They told us that up front they weren't going to do it. I watched, this town maybe not be prepared for what came after that, the infrastructure, whatnot, schools and whatnot. We've kind of been playing catch up since then. But it's wonderful to see the square coming back now. It's getting vibrant again. You see the community growing. You still have that small town feel. As for me, I still know a lot of people when I go somewhere. That's pretty neat. People get irritated with me sometimes because I know too many people. If I don't know them, they knew my parents. And that's kind of cool. I would love for Columbia to stay close to where they are now, the small town feel. I don't know whether it's possible. I know when they built Cool Springs, they said Columbia would become a suburb of Nashville. I thought they were crazy. Thought there's no way. If you look around, you kind of see it coming. It's coming this way, and I don't think we're going to be able to stay small much longer. I think we're going to get bigger. And it's okay. I think we could stand some growth. I just don't know. As a guy growing up in a small town, loving a small town, I don't know whether I'll be able to stand it. But because like I said, I lived in Nashville for a little while. I didn't really like city life. I didn't like that. And even though I was born in Columbia, I'm not really a country boy because I didn't haul hay. I didn't do all that stuff growing up. But I am kind of a country boy because I come from a country town. As a small business owner, and any small business owner will tell you, people come in and ask you to sponsor something all the time. It's all the time. And there's no way you can sponsor all of it. But there are certain things you pick out. And usually, the schools will come in here wanting you to buy an annual. Yep, you'll do that because they do a lot of business here. The band, you'll do that because they do business here. And you generally look at who does business with you, and they have different things that they want you to sponsor, and you sponsor that. Golf tournaments, you do that. I've always been a huge supporter of FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That's just been one of my things. I was not involved in Fellowship of Christian Athletes when I was in school, and maybe I wish I had been. But I've always been a big sponsor of theirs. I've been on the board, different things like that. I've been part of the Gideon Ministry, which is small businessmen who distribute Bibles in the hotels and doctor's offices, different areas like that. I'm involved with the Murray Alliance. I've been a baseball coach. I've sponsored baseball teams, softball teams. I did some hats for this guy one time, and he wanted attitude is everything on them. You notice how I said that? Attitude is everything. Well, we misspelled everything. We left the Y out of everything. And he called me back and he said, I'm not upset about the hats. They're spelled wrong. I'm not upset. That's the way I said it. I said everything. But he said, I just want to do 12 more for my Vanderbilt friends, just that are spelled correctly. And just, here we made a gigantic mistake, and he wasn't even mad about it. And just, I can't tell you how many times it's just been good stories like that of people and just dealing with people. And just sometimes we get carried away with the negative. But to be in business for 28 years is mind-blowing to me, especially since it's me. But just we have a really good group of people that work here. We're real tight-knit. We're real family-oriented. Every Thursday is donut day. We have donuts. And even the people that don't work here anymore still remember that. The things we do, we're always doing something different. Different things on shirts, different things, shirts for different occasions. Even through the COVID, which is a struggle for any small business, we did a ton of sign work, which is generally not our primary business. We do screen printing on shirts and hats and embroidery on shirts and hats, and we do vinyl lettering, decals, banners, signs. But we did a ton of sign work for companies telling their employees how to enter their premises when they came back from COVID. So some of my friends were making fun of me saying, dude, you're making money off COVID. Well, yeah. But it kept me in business, and you never know where the business is coming from. I learned early on you can't get all the business, so you just got to be okay with it. You're not going to get it all. If you do get it all, you're not going to be able to do it. So don't worry about it, and just trying to go with it. For me, I trust God. He's the one that's brought me through all this. And if I lose one thing, it's replaced with another one. I just have to be patient, which is a struggle of mine. But you just have to be patient and just remember that He's in control, and it's all going to work out. And it just keeps on doing it. And that part right there is when you lay down at night is super wonderful. Just think it's all going to work out somehow, some way. And it's just been a real enjoyable ride. It's been a bumpy ride, but it's been enjoyable. Thank you for accepting B's Tees as somebody that could provide a product for you and giving us that opportunity. That's all I've ever asked for is opportunity. And you've given us that, and you've treated us with kindness and fairness, and just thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be a part of this community.